Hello, I'm Callum from the Try Time podcast, and today I'm going to be picking my Betfred Super League Fantasy League team. So I'm going to do this, and Matt's going to do it. They're going to be two separate videos. Then we're going to have a league created. We're going to get all you fans of the podcast in there. Each week we're going to go over who's the top. We're going to give you a shout out in the podcast, that sort of thing, and we'll see who's the winner at the end. You never know, we might include a prize in there eventually. Whoever's the top of our league, we'll just see how it goes, see how we grow. So I'm just going to walk you through how I'm picking my team. I have no real clue of who I'm picking. Give you a team name. Right, I'm going to leave this for now. We'll leave that till end. I'll think of some names. Right, so fullback, there's not a lot of options. Right, and I'm looking down here. Gareth O'Brien, 110k. I'm thinking kicker. You're going to get points for goals kicked. And a lot of these are like Escarin, Hardacre. They could split minutes, really. And Jack Walker probably would be a good shout for Leeds. I can't see anyone else really playing fullback unless he gets injured. So, you know what? We're going to make a good early decision of Gareth O'Brien. We're going to go wingers. We'll do both wingers. There's a lot of these. Let's go down. Bevan French is a winger. Number 6 on his back, but he's a winger apparently, Fantasy Super League. Even though we're going to have already got 4 wingers who are probably good Super League standards, but you know. See Matty Ashton at 80k, that's good, but I don't think he'll play all the time. Hulkart, Ethan Ryan, 70k, again, exactly the same as Ashton. Probably should play more, but won't. Matthew Dawson-Jones just sat at Hull FC, 50k. Yeah, well, he probably should be 0k because he's just signed for Bradford, so he won't be playing for Hull this season. Right. Oh, here he is. Matt's in the background. Classic. Right. So, who we picking? Who the hell are we picking? We're going to go Regan Grace. I'm not going to think too much about this. Regan Grace, because we've got another one to pick. So, Regan Grace and Lewis Taney at 110k. He does score a lot of tries for Catalan, so I'm going to put him in. So, centres now. This could be a toughie. You got Chase Blair, Michael Shenton there, good picks. Giants have got a few there. I mean, Diego with Cudjoe, ever reliable Cudjoe. I mean, Sean Kennedy-Dowell and Lynette are both good options, depending where Hulkar might not do that well this year, though I guess is the only drawback. Reece Evans for 80k seems an absolute bargain. Right, we'll keep going through. Harry Newman, 125k. If I was actually thinking about putting him in if he was that bit less. Ash Hanley is apparently a centre now. I was wondering actually why our Leeds only have 2 wingers, which is Luke Briscoe and Tom Briscoe. But where's it's absolute outrageous. This Nguyen would be good. Percival. A lot of these would be good. No doubt when Matt picks his, he's going to have Chris Wellham in there because he absolutely loves him. Wigan, Gildart could be a good option. He's very expensive. Who've Toronto got? Latelli for 125k could be a shout. Riesling as well, good option. This is quite tough actually. So a lot of teams don't have 2 set centres apart from like Saints, but their centres are just expensive. Can't help but feel like I may need to pick one of them up. David Mead could be good. This is actually really tough. Ryan Atkins. No, Bill Tupu would be a good one as well. This is actually really. I didn't actually that many good cent. Elliot Keir could 135k. Absolute liberty. Sean Kennedy-Dowell, SKD. And we're gonna go with, who do we reckon? Who we're thinking? This is really tough actually. Percival for 130k. I'll accept that. Price of current selection 610. That's thinking about off the top of my head. That's 5 players there. So I'm actually quite happy with that. As a good backline. Standoff. Right. I'm automatically seeing the definite price increase as you go to like these main positions. Jake Truman at 150k. We'll have to see the general. Lomax 140k definitely looks like a good shout. I'm trying to look at kickers here. Also, Pip Percival, he does also kick sometimes as well. Hastings at 170k. It's good. Robert Louis would be a definite good shout. All 10 hulky halfbacks are on here. Jake Connor. Again, good option. Gaskell, probably not the best option. This is actually really tough, you know. This is tough. Jacob Miller, probably not going to go with him. You know what? I'm going to go with Lomax. I'm putting Lomax in there. 140k, I think that's really good. Right, scrum halves. Already seen. Not Aiden Caesar was one on my list. 160k though. That's big money, is that? Theo Farge, potential. Danny Brough, he's going to kick. You know, Danny Brough, I may just have to lob a bit of Danny Brough in there, to be honest. I might not overthink this. 420k, the guy's going to kick you to death. Goal kicking as well as like assisting tries with kicks. So I think that's a no-brainer, really, if you don't have Broughy in there. Just some tips for you guys as well. So I've now got a lot of money left. I've got to think my 4 interchanges, even if I'm just going to use throwaway players. Let's just have a look now. Which I probably will use throwaway players, to be honest. I'll just be confident. You're going to look at 50k is probably the cheapest. So realistically, 50k the cheapest, that's 200k I'm going to be using on my bench. So to take 200k off of that, I've probably got about $1 million left on my forward pack, which I think is going to be good enough. Definitely, since I've only got 6 players to pick compared with the 7 I've picked in backs. Right, so I could have some money for some big prop forwards here. Right then. Cass have got $1 million props. That's probably going to not start with them because you're not going to. You need a prop sort of like maybe a Luke Thompson. How much is he looking at? 155k. He's going to get you meters. That's all I'm thinking. You just got to think of consistency. Who's going to play the minutes? See, for Wigan, you're going to get a good bit out of Tony Clubb, realistically, aren't you? That's what you got to think. Tony Clubb, Ben Flower are going to give you some. George Burgess at 160k. It's a bit too much for me. I think Tony Clubb could be it may be a Tony Clubb, Luke Thompson sort of deal. This actually in front row. Let's just go and have a look up. Actually, when I wanted to look at one, Matt Pryor at 135k is a risk, depending how well he does settle. But what I've seen in friendlies is he has looked good. Scott Taylor, Tavita Satai for Hull FC could be a good one. It's tough, is this? Alleged 115k as well. He's going to get some minutes under his belt. Ikafio, cheap. I think Luke Thompson's got to be. For now, I'm putting Luke Thompson in there. Even though now I've got no, I actually can't get Luke Thompson in there because I can only have 3 players from one team. I've already got the St Helens backs in there. That makes my decision a bit easier. I'm going Tony Clubb definite, and then who else was I looking at? Do I risk it with Matt Pryor is the question. I think I do for now, and we'll see how it goes. We can always change it after week 1 if you don't do that well. It's not make or break, is it? Hooker we need big. I'm thinking 2 names. Roby, who's probably about 200 grand. He's actually 165k. Houghton's 170. Brad Dwyer's more than Roby. But I also do think, like I said if you want to go watch the podcast about the prediction, I didn't put Saints at the top because I thought they'll rest some players will Saints throughout the season and play it more long game. And I think Aaron Smith's coming up and playing well. Played off bench in grand final last year, so he could take some of Roby's minutes. Whereas I think Houghton will just probably play 80 minutes half at time like he usually does. Although looking at a bargain here for you guys, Paul McShane at 150k will probably be doing full 80 a lot of time. Some other good players like Kyle Wood. Darryl Clark's expensive but could be good. I think I'm going to go with Danny Houghton though, if I can afford him come the end. Right. Second rowers, this could be expensive, depending on who we actually want in this. Right, so I think it's always better to start at the bottom with like Wigan and Warrington and see what sort of deals you can get down there with some of the big Lancashire teams. Right. Jack Hughes, player I do like, 135k could be an option. Sonny Bill, 170k. I think that, even though I think Sonny Bill's absolutely class, I think he's going to miss a few games, so I'm not going to even. I'm going to go past him. I think I can get some better deals. Zeb Tyre, Peru, they're just good quality, like consistent players. For Leeds, Mel probably play Reece Martin for the goal kicking. I could actually pick Reece Martin here, because he'll score his tries as well. Aaron Murphy, 115k, probably. Kenny Edwards at 120 if you want to play a cheap option for this position, definitely. Josh Jones, Manu Moore, both great options for Hull FC. 155k and 170k. I think I'd rather for that price go with a goal kicking. Elliot Minchella only 50k. He's going to be on my interchange bench at 50k because I obviously do like him as a player. And he could actually play, so he could be an actual bench player that does actually get some game time. Right, so we're going to go Reece Martin, definitely for one of them. Got to think of who kicks. I don't know any other second rows who really kick. Just going through fit. Danny Tickle, Matt shouts from the rafters. I don't know if he's about anymore. Right. I'm not sure. There's a lot of good options. I'm actually going to go to loose forward and see how much money I've actually got left. Actually, we'll fill in the interchange with Minchella because for 50k, I think that's an absolute bargain for Elliot Minchella. So he's in there. So I've put Matt Whitley in there accidentally. So let's change that back to that. How much have we got? We've actually got quite a bit left here. I think I've actually underspent somehow. I might actually have to get some good interchanges. Right, so we're looking at loose forward. Adam Milner, good option. Mike Lawrence. I mean, he's been around for absolute donkey's years, but could be a good option. Luke Yates, 170k, that's expensive for him. I would have definitely picked him if he was cheaper because I think he does go through work, especially defensively. Sean O'Loughlin, fitness is probably going to be a thing in not picking him. There's actually not that many good options here by the looks of it. John Wilkin. I mean, a Morgan Knowles actually could be the shout, although I don't have any Saints players left. This is where it gets a bit tricky. It's like for Leeds, Cameron Smith will probably get some good game time. Donaldson probably not so much. You just don't know who's going to necessarily play. I mean, Gareth Ellis is here in his 50th year in league. He's somehow made it onto the fantasy team. No doubt he'll be putting a shirt on this year. The one that makes the most sense is Adam Milner looking through this the first time, but I'll have another little quick skim over. Jason Clark, but he don't really start for Warrington. It's my only worry. I'd love to pick 3 second rows here, really, but looking at who I think is going to play, it's going to have to be Adam Milner. That's leaving me with a lot of money, actually, because I've got basically 500k to pick a second rower and 3 bench players. So what I'm going to do is I pick the second row, which I just want. Doesn't really matter about price. Josh Jones, it actually could be a shout, could Josh Jones, 170k though, but I've got the money to spend. I feel like they've given us almost too much money here, to be honest, but I think they might just boosted it up a bit so you can get a decent bench in. Right. Sonny Bill's there and he's tempting me, but I don't know. Sonny Bill, I don't want good players on my bench because if they don't do well and I don't get the points, it'll just make me upset. So, you know what? We're going to go Josh Jones. Not last at big. I am a big spender. No doubt I've got too many Hull FC players. No, I've got an alright amount of Hull FC players. It's always good. Right, so we're now going to do 3 subs, but how much money have I got left here? I've got essentially 315,000 for 3 interchanges. So let's pick this smart about players who are going to be sort of playing as maybe rotation player that you can pick up. Or do I have Tony Clubb on my bench and then potentially replace Tony Clubb with a better prop who might get me some more points? See, I don't see much difference between Tony Clubb and Chris Hill realistically in terms of like the points he'll get on fantasy, but 40k apparently according to this is a difference. Right. This is really tough actually. Just scrolling through. I mean, I wish I could pick Thompson really, but then I have to rejig it the whole way down. Because there were no really big expensive standoff I could pick up. This is why, you know what, do we got Hastings? I was thinking if Hastings will kick, I'm not sure he actually will. Could go with James Maloney, he's got to be the kicker for Callum. Do we go James Maloney? Do we do it? And then we go with Thompson instead of Lomax, we're going to do it. James Maloney. And then we're going to go Thompson instead of Clubb. We're going to have Tony Clubb on the bench and we'll see what money we have left then. We might even have enough to somehow get, because we've got 2 changes left because I've still got Minchella there. So now we're looking at sort of nearly 1 mil. But let me just see if I can put Lomax on the bench, how much does that leave me with? Oh, I'm already Saints fan. I can't put him on there. I'm not a Saints fan actually. Thank you, game. So I'm going to have to look at players, sort of the bordering on players really, that are going to get game time, but they could just be good players if some late injury happens and I don't have any transfers left. That's what you got to think. See how much is Ash Hanley, 140k. So how much if I put Ash Hanley in, how many? I'm already a bit over. So I actually need to split this up into sort of like a 60k and a 70k player potentially. So I could go with an Ethan Wright and stick with my Bradford roots. I haven't seen many others around that low price that I'll actually play that much is my only thing. But I mean, some of these players like a Hakim Maludi could actually get game time with it in a short Wolfpack squad. And Matty Ashton, actually, I'm going to go with Matty Ashton. And that gives me literally 50k, I'm pretty sure. Let me just put a 60k player in and see if it gives me... I could have got something in my eye. Not ideal. 60k. There's no play for 60k now, is there? This is a useless exercise. 60k. Does that send me over? That sends me just over, which means I've got a 50k player gap. So, 50k we've got for one last bench player. Let's try find someone who we knows could actually get a bit of game time. That's what we've got to look at now. Keenan Brand signed from Widnes for Warrington. He could play. I don't know if I might have too many Warrington players potentially though. That's definitely option. That's option number 1, guys. Wolfpack don't really have anyone at that 50k mark, probably because they don't have any youth coming through. Matt says they don't have any players. Matt is correct. None of them Leeds players really tickle my fancy. I'm looking, I can't really see much going on here, to be honest. Of players that I actually know that well is what I'm looking for. Even though I know some of these players will probably end up playing like half at Super League season just through. But I'm going to go Keenan Brand if I can have him, if they let me have him. They have let me have him. That is exactly 2.1 million, guys, and that is my team. So we need a team name now. So do we just call it Matson Obed or something like that? Could be a good shout. We're going to go with a little play on my last name. We're going to go with Wortley's. Now, do we go with Wanderers? Or do we go with a Wortley's? This is really Wortley's Whippets. Matt's laughing at this. What do we go with? There's a lot of things that start with W that are not suitable for this video, but...
However accurate.
Oh, here we go. Wortley's. Wanderers could work. Warriors could work. Wolves could work. We're just going to go with whip off. Wortley's Wolf Pack. Wortley's Willows. Wortley's West Wales Raiders. There's a lot of options here actually, but we're gonna go Wortley's Wanderers. I don't know how to spell Wanderers. This is an absolute outrage. How do you spell Wanderers? We're gonna go with Wanderers spelt like that, even if it's spelt wrong. Right, that is our team. Add team. Right, confirm. Is a team confirmed? View my teams. Like, I'm just going to get chat. Hopefully it gives me like the actual pitch view. Yep, that's my team. So we've got Gareth O'Brien, Lewis Tierney, Mark Percival, Sean Kenny-Dowell, Regan Grace, James Maloney, Danny Brough. We've got Luke Thompson, Danny Houghton, Matt Pryor, Reece Martin, Josh Jones, Adam Milner. Bench we've got Minchella, Tony Clubb, Matty Ashton, Keenan Brand. That is my team. At the end of this, I'm now going to show you like a small clip of me showing you the league and giving you the code and everything. But this will be out. If you're watching this as it's come out, Matt's video will be out tomorrow. Or if you're watching this a couple of days after it's actually been uploaded, Matt's video should be up there. So make sure you go watch how he does. We're just going to keep this as a bit of banter going between us, who's got the better team. It's just going to be a feature of the podcast, so we thought we'd show you. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.